So today we have Roseanne Shaver speaking on behalf of the Randy Shaver Cancer Research and Community Fund. They're a great Minnesota-based organization. The mission of the Randy Shaver Cancer Research and Community Fund is to support the cancer community in Minnesota by funding research, prevention, treatment, and other programs relating to the cancer community's needs. Today I heard that we have some great events coming up that Roseanne's going to be talking about. So I'm going to hand it over to you, Roseanne. We're just going to ask everybody to mute their mics if they're not going to be speaking. If you have something to say, go ahead and unmute. And I'll be looking at the chat if anybody wants to write anything in the chat.
Well, welcome, ladies. And I see that Roseanne is here and Heather, who is executive director as well.
We work together, guys. So it's Heather Austin and myself here at the Minnetonka Office Centers. We're happy to be here with you, Lori.
Yes, we're so happy to be here. You know, anything that we can do to support cancer, just how we got together was a magical thing. We're here today to talk about you and to talk about the Randy Shaver Cancer Fund. And I would like to just kind of know how it got started. I think those of us who live in the Twin Cities, we know Randy as a TV personality and what his struggle was. And I think that everybody says there's always a silver lining. And so out of some of the worst times of our lives comes some of the opportunities and chances to give back and learn. And you have taken that to the next level, my ladies. So tell us about how you started and where you're headed.
Well, I'll tell you, Lori, it started back in 1995. Randy was working as a sports anchor, weekend sports. And the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society was looking for someone to host a golf event to take the place. This is going back, you'd have to really be a Vikings fan to remember Steve Jordan, who played for the Minnesota Vikings back in the 80s. And so in the 90s, he was still doing a little golf event, and they were looking for a host. And so they came to Randy and said, would you be interested? The problem with the golf event at the time was they were raising $12,000 and $6,000 of it was their budget. So Randy was like, I don't think so. I think we need some help. And at the time I had just quit my job as a flight attendant to take care of our young kids. And this was 95. And so I started with that golf event and took it from raising $12,000 to $500,000. And during that period of time, interestingly
enough, you're a force.
Oh, well, during that period of time, though, the most amazing thing was both Randy and I had cancer in 1997 and 98 within an 11-month period of time. Myself having melanoma cancer and Randy having stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma, which was certainly under the umbrella of the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. So we started raising this money and we were raising quite a bit. And then 2001 came, 9/11, all of that, and things started to tank with regard to sponsorships. And also during that period of time, we both recognized the outpouring of support from our community. And we started to get a little bit disenchanted with money going to a national chapter and not staying within the state of Minnesota. So therein lies what we decided to do, which was change direction, become our own nonprofit, and let all of the funds stay in the state of Minnesota. 2005, we became a donor advised fund so I could learn how to become a nonprofit. 2009, we became a nonprofit. And our goal was to raise $1 million annually, which we did for the first time last year with a 6% budget, which we were so proud of. And then comes
I think that people don't understand when you say a 6% budget, because you started out saying out of 12,000, you spent 6,000 with that first group you were in. Then you look at what's done nationally, and the percentage of money that goes to a lot of charities is very slim sometimes. And, that's where you'd find out, where do you get the most bang for your buck? And when I first sat with you and you told me that 95% of your money goes into the programs, I was blown away, shocked, because I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah, it's not easy to do. The national guideline is between 20 and 30%. Most charities
exactly
function at 30% level. To me, that was unacceptable. To me, I believed that a charity should be a nonprofit should be a nonprofit. The money should be going to the places that you definitely need. That's what people are giving you money for, to be a good steward. And that's what, maybe that was my upbringing, being half Italian, right? You had to take care and nurture and do what was right. My mom always said it's never wrong to do the right thing. So for us, we really wanted that money to benefit Minnesota's cancer community. And we are really super proud of that, super proud of all of the research that we funded. 23 research programs last year, 8 community programs last year. That is the infrastructure of what we try to do here in town and where your money goes. And some of these programs are essential to Minnesota's cancer community.
Absolutely. And I even know, being a cancer survivor myself, I had stage 4 head and neck cancer, that it isn't always the disease, it's the lack of programming. And I saw people who struggled with financial types of things. I saw people who struggled with job and how they were going to work, and some of the options of what their family was going to do, and some of the things they had to give up. And I used to think, man, fighting cancer and having chemo, radiation, or whatever your medical procedures are is just a minor part of being someone who has cancer and someone who probably has any type of disease. It's just the red tape, all of the things that you have to do. And I was really surprised to see how many supportive groups that you had, as well as your research groups.
Well, and that's another thing that we're really proud of, Lori. People that are integral to us, the people that are a part of us, we're proud of our democracy, right? We run a democracy. So our top sponsors, and you included, sit on our board. And you sit on our board. I'm not allowed to vote on where that money goes, because I get too involved with the researchers and the community entities. Heather can't vote, but Randy can, because he doesn't know exactly what's going on. But the people around us, we have 10 physicians from every walk of life. And then our community partners and some of our volunteers, they get to vote on where that money goes. So these are community members. They get to see where their money, or where the money raised, is going. And that's what we're so proud of, is that democratic process. I don't know of any other charity that does it the way we do.
I'm going to tell you, because we've come in as a sponsor, and I was lucky enough to sit on that board, I never realized how much work you and Heather and your team do. Because with a lot of nonprofit organizations I've seen, there can be great fundraisers. They're good at throwing a party. They're good at getting people together and spending money. I've never seen the back end of what you provided to the group that are your board members. A book that was bigger than any phone book back in the 60s and 70s. And if anybody knows what those look like, they were huge, because I, of course, like to read and make notes. So I printed it out and needed 2 big 3D 3-ring binders. And I thought, you have visited every one of these. You have looked at every hospital, every organization that was in that book, and you've kept track of what they've done. You have given us where their budgets were. I couldn't believe it. It was a book practically on every one of how many were there? 40 or so people that were vying for the money that was in the pot last year. You are all around superstars. That's all I have to say, because like I said, I have seen so many nonprofits come and go. There's nothing like your organization. And I'm so proud that Office Centers can be a part to help you. And that's all I have to say about that. But last year you hit your goal, and we raised $1 million, and everyone in your organization got to celebrate that. So with COVID, what's going to happen this year, and how are you going to have to, or what's our favorite word? Pivot, right?
Pivot.
See what's going on.
Yeah. COVID is something that no organization, no business, no one could have predicted this, that this would occur. Fortunately for us, Lori, we had been I hate to say this, but I'm always like that doomsday person. Like, what if the ABC happened? Would we be prepared? And we were prepared. The bad thing is this: we cannot. Every nonprofit in the state is struggling with donations. People are having trouble with their jobs, and there isn't enough money, and there isn't. And I'm telling you, I lose sleep over, what programs right now will be cut, what research projects will be cut because we can't raise that $1 million this year. Right now, we've raised about 300,000, which we're proud of. And upcoming, we have a gala and our 5K. I'll let Heather talk a little bit more about it. But they're going to be our primary fundraisers for the year. And
Because there are some of these that you've funded for years, haven't you?
years.
And they're getting
For
close
example,
to breakthroughs.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a story about that?
Yeah, well, there are two that I'd love to tell you about. One is a community project, and I told you about this a little earlier. We had worked so hard to promote this one little nonprofit called Youth Grief Services. It's through Fairview, which is mHealth. And they started in the western suburbs, and we were able to continue to fund them to grow into the inner city and across the river. And
now, is Youth Grief Services is actually for kids who've lost a parent to cancer. Is that correct?
That is correct. And what's interesting is these children had a place to find other children like them. And think about it, teenagers struggling with this type of thing met other teenagers that were going through something similar, little kids. So these people were professionals putting these groups of kids together. Now you have COVID and that can't happen. Not only do you have COVID, but you've lost a parent. And then you have all the uprisings within the city. These kids are scared. And now there's we're worried about raising enough funding. And what they did this year, talk about pivoting, they took the money from the Randy Shaver Cancer Research Fund and they made drum kits and dropped them off, obviously very carefully, at each of these children's homes and hired a professional drummer. And they taught them how to drum out their feelings. And one of the little boys said, "Oh, I feel like my dad is here with me because it sounds like his heartbeat." Now, this is the kind of thing, this is where your money is going. I mean, that little drum kit helps that little boy sleep at night. And this is where the funding goes. And so when you're a part of these things and when you do what we do, it's very hard to see any of these programs go without funding. Additionally, when it comes to research, we have one research program that we have been funding for the past 10 years that we've been curing brain tumors in dogs for about 5 years. And I finally went to this one researcher and said, enough with the dogs. We love that we're curing these dogs. This is wonderful, but we've got to get this drug to patients. Sure enough, in June, the first 12 people will be receiving, starting in June, started to receive a particular drug that combination of drugs we've been working on. So 12 people will start in June, have started. It will continue through December. And then 12 children will receive it. And this is recurrent glioblastoma. We see in the research protocols that it's probably about a 50% regression of tumor. If we can add surgery within that, you're looking at perhaps complete remission. So we're excited about that. But again, that's where your money has been going for years and years and years. And these programs are going to stop if I can't continue to raise funds. And so how do you do that? Well, we do that as best we can in a variety of ways. Talk about Scrappy. I'm going to let Heather tell you, if you don't mind, about our 5K that I know Office Centers is participating.
Yes, we're working at putting some of that. In fact, I was watching the news last night, and of course, KARE 11. And when there was a commercial that came on, I saw Randy, who's looking very fit.
Yes,
I must say,
especially
in that community, he looks good. So anyway, he was talking about the 5K, and there was our Office Center logo down the bottom. So that always makes me feel proud too. So
that's right. That's
there you go. We're gonna walk. We're gonna walk over here all together. Social distancing. I got pool noodles. So we stay far apart from one another.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yes.
Well, we'll have Heather. I'm going to switch here. I'm going
Yes.
to move out of the way and let Heather tell you a little bit about our 5K and our gala.
Come on up, Heather. We can't wait to hear.
I'm right here. As Roseanne said, we are very scrappy over here. We haven't had the option to do things as normal. So pivot is the word of the year, and we have done that. So our 5K used to take place all in person in Plymouth. People would register online, and we said, guess what? We're going to still do this, but we're going to do it virtually. So what that means is anyone, anywhere can sign up for the 5K on our website. And you have the entire month of August. So this is the big month. You just pick a day, social distance with your friends, walk in your neighborhood, walk at a park, pick your favorite path. You can shuffle, you can bring a stroller, bring a dog, whatever you want to do. We're making it very easy for anyone basically in the world. We have 3 people from Germany that have signed up, in addition to 2 people in France. So
Who's
another
that?
couple is joining us from Chile. People are sending it out to their family, their friends across the world. And this is a really, really cool way.
Just
for us
think, you
to
got
connect.
no limits, right, Heather?
There are no limits. And this is a great outreach that we have this year. And we've had an overwhelming response. It's the best.
But have you
we've
gotten
done.
good numbers?
Tell them-
really good numbers.
Tell them how much it is and how they can participate. 'Cause
Yes.
we want everybody to sign up.
Yep. So you can sign up on our website, which is randyshavercancerfund.org. And you just click on the 5K event tile. It is $25 to register. Registration is open through the entire month of August. So anytime in August, you can register. All participants are entered into a drawing to win a set of Apple AirPods
Woohoo!
or a tailgating grill from Warner Stallion. So there's a couple incentives in there for you. That drawing will happen at the end of the month, end of August.
And you get a bag and a t-shirt.
Yep, you get a race bag and a t-shirt, a Culver's certificate for a concrete mixer, and a deck of playing cards from State Farm Insurance, Marianne Houlihan. So
Woohoo!
we're happy to have all of our partners with us this year again. And thank you, Office Centers. You got a team of 15 people, so we appreciate
The
that.
best thing you get, though, Heather and Roseanne, is the fact that we're helping Minnesota charities, specifically cancer related, specifically the kids who need the drums and the support from one another. And anybody, it's a lunch or a little, put some of your nickels and dimes together, because I'm telling you, it's the best thing you can do to give yourself a really good boost and know that the money is going to a great place.
Well, and we've even said, Lori, if people know we're here and they want to make a donation, if you can give up your Starbucks for a week, whatever that special treat is that you do for yourself, maybe you like to drink beer and you give up your 6-pack of Fulton for the week, or maybe you're a smoker, you give up your cigarettes for the week. All of that money would make an impact. $3,000 can send, that $3,000 can make a huge impact. I can buy nude mice. I can buy, now that sounds ridiculous, but they're immunocompromised mice that researchers use. I can buy a 12-pack of them. It sounds ridiculous, but these mice are necessary in research. So, Craig, this is what we need. This is the type of support that we need. So we can talk to you about the gala, which is coming up August the 23rd.
That's when we can really go in and see what all the silent auction items, all of the gift bags and things like that. I can't wait to hear how you're going to do this, because we're going to have a viewing party over at Lee's and my house.
Yay!
Two of us, we're going to have a viewing party so that we can get together, social distance, wear our masks, have some wine, and be all together like we were last year, because we're going to do that for sure.
Oh, look at your Office Centers
I love the masks. We love our hats too, by the way.
I know, you're wearing them. Did you see the picture?
Will's got it. Yes, I did see it. It's good. We'll be sharing that too. Will's got his Office Center hat on. I've got one right up on top here.
Yay!
Perfect.
Yay! Well, Heather's going to tell you about what's going to happen August the 23rd. Our silent auction does open the Wednesday before, and you can do that. You can sign up now and register, and there's a million different ways to donate and get some cool stuff.
Yes,
So-
cool stuff.
registration is a must. If you want to be a part of the auction, you've got to register that. And again, on our website, it's randyshavercancerfund.org. Click on the virtual gala tile. There's a registration button that takes you directly to the GiveSmart site. That is our platform for all of our auction items. You guys, we have 170 amazing auction items, 5 of which are premier items, which used to be live auction. You want a kitchen from Warner Stallion? How about a giant 75-inch TV? Cool sculpting if you gained that COVID-19 weight. Notice that all of these are COVID related, but it's super easy to register. You just go to the website, hit the register button, and it takes about 4 seconds and you're already ready to go. So again, we have
Well, I know last year I got the one from
Val-
Holman's Table, and then we did the helicopter rides and had some friends in town side, and it was one of the most special evenings for groups. And I wrote out the money, and the charity got money. It was the best.
yes.
The best. You had some of the most unique experiences for people, along with, you know, as much as a gift card. So if there's something that you want to do where you're actually giving to this charity, you will get your money back, not just in the merchandise, but the experiences and the memories that you'll make with your family. Those were priceless.
And I'm going to tell you the best part, you guys, when you get on there and register, make sure you buy a prize pyramid basket, because for $25, you get this amazing basket valued at least $25. Some of our baskets are incredible.
We got incredible baskets. We were there last year. It was awesome.
And then somebody is going to win. We put a little raffle together, and everyone's number goes into a list, and somebody's going to win a diamond bar necklace.
It's really
It's
very pretty.
beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Nice.
So get on there and buy those prize pyramid baskets. We have a Sonoma. We couldn't send anybody to Sonoma this year. That was one of our items prior to COVID. So we're bringing Sonoma to you. You'll get 12 bottles of Sonoma's best wine every quarter from the Sonoma Valley vineyards. And they're going to be delivered right here to office centers in Minnetonka, and you can come visit us and pick, social distance. We'll have our masks on and we'll hand over your wine.
So did that guy ever get to go to the Tonight Show? Because I really wanted to do that.
I
He-
know.
Yeah,
We have the tickets,
but we can't
but
send
we
anyone to
can't
New York.
send anybody.
Absolutely, I understand that, but there were some awesome things. But get involved this year, because you know they can up the game when people can travel again, because there were some travel things in there that were just beyond fun. So
Right. And
Well, and thank you for giving us a platform to
Sure.
talk about this. I just want you to know Heather's the guru as far as registration goes. So if any of you are out there watching, you just want some help. Maybe this isn't your thing and you'd like help registering with the 5K, help registering with the golf event or the gala, and you want to participate, call office centers, call the Randy Shaver Fund, ask for Heather. Heather will take care of you. She'll make sure that you're connected and registered, so that on August the 23rd, it's a Sunday night at 6 p.m. Right, you just show up at about 10 to 6, and you'll be able to watch the entire. It's about 45 minutes long. We start out with some entertainment. We have an entertainer from Las Vegas that will do a little fun intro. And then you'll see Randy and I and Heather chat about a few things and some of our programs and how difficult the COVID year has been.
so
And
maybe
then,
we'll start having wine about 5, so that I'll be really in that shopping mode
Perfect.
by the time things come.
Perfect.
and then the auction will close right at 7:30. So you want to just kind of be bidding while you're on there. You'll be able to participate in Fund a Grant if you're willing to donate. Maybe that's where you give us that $10 that you saved for the week. I mean, honestly, I don't want anyone to think, oh boy, I don't have that kind of money. Whatever you have, it adds up. If 500 people give you $10, do the math.
Yep.
You don't have to give $1,000. I tell everybody that all the time. Don't feel like these events are only made for people with big money. That is not the case. So
And those of us who've had cancer touch our lives, or we want to make a donation for someone that we love that has been going through cancer and illness, or we've lost somebody. It's a way for all of us to reach in our pockets and really help and know that that money is kept within our community and is helping not only the cancer patients, but their families and the people that are left behind from people who have succumbed to this terrible disease. So, anybody who says to me, well, what can I do? I don't know them. I don't know what I can do. I found out a lot. You can go to the website, you can get some research, and research any of those charities that you're giving money to. See how much of their spending that's going directly to the programs that they are touting. And you can see that very easily because they have to make those things known as a nonprofit. And like Heather and Roseanne are saying today, 50%, when you started out, you thought that was a great amount of money to be giving, half. And now you're up to probably one of the top tier charities of giving. I mean, who goes above 90%? I'm going to tell you, those two ladies right there, you're champs.
You don't know of anybody yet. We're waiting to hear. We'd love to meet another charity that does it,
Right.
because we believe so much in the way that we do what we do. But we also have to understand that you guys have to know that we're small fries. We are not Susan Komen. We are not the American Cancer Society. We are grassroots. We do this because we've all been affected by cancer. And we do this because we believe in our community. And if you get cancer, we want Minnesota to be the best place to receive care. The end. I don't do this to make a lot of money. I wish I could pay Heather more. That's not what we're about. We're truly about our community and and those folks that need help. So as I said to you earlier, I would love to get to know many of you here at Office Centers. I don't know everybody. I know the people around me, but just get to know us. And if you ever want to volunteer or talk to us about anything, we're here. We're proud to be here. We're proud to be members of Office Centers. And we just want to thank Lori and thank Jan here in Minnetonka and Lee for giving us the opportunity to be a part of your community.
And, as I said, we're going to put this together. We're going to share it on our website and we're going to share it on our social media. And any of you who want to send it off to let people know about this charity, about the needs for this community, about what they can do to help, I expect that you'll be sharing this with other people, because you can share all around and anyone can walk a 5K from wherever they are. It's a really good thing. I'm just so proud to be a part of, and I just said, one day you called and said, someone told me I should call, and you didn't even call me, you called Lee. Lee got you. And that was the best thing, right, Lee? Can you take your microphone off? You got Lee and you said, we're being kicked out of our space in someplace that supported us and whatever else. And I just said, my sisters gave you some, real heads up sort of advice about, we'd really like to do this, but she's not the decision maker. Well, you know what? She helps me make good decisions, but she knows my heart. And she knows, since I had been through my own cancer, that we wanted to participate in a charity. We talked about doing a fundraiser ourselves, but we didn't know how to do it. So it was kind of like we were put together in the universe. It was just the way it was. And then Randy had my same doctor, so what could I say? We had to go.
Right.
We had to go.
What Lee told me that I felt was going to seal the deal was, she said to me, "Oh, my mother loved Randy." And I thought,
she did. Every time Randy would come on TV, because after I had cancer, he had cancer too. He had cancer, Lori. And I was like, yeah, I know. Yeah, Mom, I know.
She'd say he has cancer, and look at his beautiful hair.
Yeah.
And my grandmother wanted me to.
And she didn't even know he was married to an Italian. She would have loved him even more, Roseanne, because she would have loved you.
My grandmother loved him because she thought he looked Fulani. She thought he looked Italian.
Yeah, that's it. That's
Hey,
it.
good-looking boy, how about you marry him? It's okay.
Yeah. Well, she must have really loved Randy, because there is another Italian guy on one of the stations, and she kind of bypassed him and was still with Randy.
Even better.
Even better.
Yeah, there you go. It's all good.
Even better.
Well, you know what, ladies? I think we kept this to about 32 minutes, which is an excellent thing to forward on, because people will be able to get a little feel for what you do. just one last question. How much money have you raised over from when you started in 2005 and things? What kind of money have you put in, and what's your goal for this year?
Yeah, so we've raised $8 million to date since.
Wow,
So
that's incredible.
That's a lot of money. This year, my goal, if we could raise $500,000, if we could raise more than $500,000, at least I could
Keep the
programs that we
program
went-
shored up that you wanted to do.
Yeah, at least we could at least give each of them half of what they received last year, which isn't great, but it's better than nothing. So
Right.
I'm really looking to.
Let's help you make your goal together. I know you can do it. We're going to help in whatever way we can.
It's $200,000 we need to raise to get to where we need to be. So with the help of you all, with our 5K, with our gala coming up, and then we have one secret final push would be our 10% day of giving with Culver's, which will be happening in September. We'll want everyone
Well,
to
give
be-
us enough time for that too,
Yeah,
because I
it's-
know the Culvers have been so good for you. The people from Culvers, so supportive, and we should be, because this is a charity that means a lot to the hearts of Minnesotans. And
Well,
um,
we appreciate you, Lori.
there you
I
go.
can't tell you enough. Everyone here has been wonderful to us, and we're grateful beyond words.
Well,
Thank you,
hopefully
Lori,
we're
for
just
being
at
not
the
only-
start. We're just at the start of this together, right?
Amen. And just so that I gave you an angel award for a reason.
Oh,
God puts you.
my angel's right on the other side of the desk here too.
You know what? I just want you to know that we're so beyond grateful to be here. We can't do what we do without you. And I need you to know how important being here means to us. We're so grateful, so grateful. So
I
just
see the
know
work you do, and it just makes me feel good to know that I'm giving to people who are so good, who work so hard. There is not a frivolous thing about, how many times are you're in the office, you're constantly working. I've never seen anybody as tireless as a nonprofit as you guys are. I'm proud to be associated with you. So thank you so much today. We'll be out there tomorrow helping distribute bags for the
Love it.
Yay!
So we'll be wearing our masks and our gloves, but we'll be there. We'll see
Awesome.
you. All right. Bye,
Bye.
ladies. Thank you so much for
Bye.
everything.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye now.
Bye-bye now.